Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another awesome video. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a review of me and Angelo's 10,000 watt subwoofer. So before the video starts, I would greatly appreciate it if you leave a like on the video, share the video, and also subscribe down below. And while you're at it, turn that notification bell on so you'll be notified every single time I upload a new video. And also, all my social media links will be down below in the description. Also, go check out Angelo Areola on his Facebook. I will leave a link down below to that too. And I'm not going to be lazy this time. I will actually put it down below in the description. So, I really don't know where to start. So basically, if I tip the sub down like this, what we have here, we have, I can't remember what wood this is, but we used a certain type of wood. I can't remember. But, when we were building the cone for this guy, what happened is that we had an issue to deal with. And that issue was, we don't know what we're going to build our surround and cone out of, and just that sort of stuff. So, Angelo had an old Alpine subwoofer that came apart easy, so he just took the cone and surround, and apparently to him, it actually came off pretty easy, so that's a good thing. So we attached it to this, as you guys can see. It's pretty good. Everything is, as Angelo says, it's just a gift from God, so. And so, this surround actually isn't screwed off. To be honest with you guys, this entire thing comes apart, so that's cool, I guess you could say. So, if I can get it back down on the floor. So this entire thing actually does come apart right here. Like these bars right here, these all don't come apart. But like if you want to take like the coil out and stuff like that, then you can definitely take that apart. And next up, we actually have, let me scoot this a little closer. We have the bottom of the surround right here, we have the bottom of the cone right here, okay? And another deal that we had to deal with was that we have our tube here for our voice coil. And what happened is this cone right here, on the bottom of it, of where it attached to the voice coil, was a little too tiny. So in that range, because of it being too small, we had to get something to lift this up. Because, and also, speaking of that, these were actually a little too high. So we had to get a little piece of cardboard, okay? And then we also had to get part of a port, as what Angelo says. And we had to put that up there so we didn't have to, like, shorten this piece down, or we didn't have to shorten these guys down, because that would just take too long. And, to make the weight less heavy, we cut holes into this. I don't know how well you can see those, because the lighting in this room is absolutely crap. But we cut like, around 14 holes into this thing, probably even more. Just to make that lighter, and we used a really cool design, so when we cut holes in them, it makes it lighter, but it stays strong, if you know what I mean. And so, that's that, and also, apparently to Angelo, it's supposed to be human nature to like red and black, and of course I do, so I'm not gonna be like someone who's like, that's not true, because it's really supposed to be like that. And so, we decided to do a really cool thing. We colored this entire thing black, and then down here, my camera sensor is absolutely crap, so I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, and by the way, guys, I think by Christmas I might get a new camera. But down here, as you guys can see, I don't know how well you can see it, but we actually, we painted this bottom plate down here red, and it actually looks really, really cool. So, after that, we have all of this assembled, okay? And now, I'm going to try tipping this thing over to you guys. And I don't know how well you can see that there, but in here, right here, for this surround part, we have a 3-inch PSI, specifically made for a 3-inch coil. Did I seriously say surround? I meant spider. We have that down here to hold this down, and there's actually a bracing. I don't know, like I said, I don't know how well you can see that. I think you can see it like right here maybe. But there's a bracing right here that's holding this part down, and actually up here on this part, this piece of wood right here is actually holding the cone and surround down. So you can just unscrew this and take it apart if you want to. Now, the reason we decided to order one of these spiders from PSI is because, if I can scoot this back far enough, I don't know how well, but can you guys see these little red lines right here? We also painted those red. What they do is that these are what we used to call our custom spider. Now, the reason we decided to do this was because we thought it would work, okay? But for some reason, even though we had all the same springs and everything, the coil kept getting off edge. And we didn't know why it was doing that. I mean, we had a couple theories, but we didn't know, like, concrete proof on why it was doing that. So, well, basically what we did was we left these in here because they had a really cool look. Kind of as a dual spider, you know, etc. And so that is why we had to get a 3-inch coil spider from PSI. Because even with this guy in here, and even with the surround up here attached, it would still be kind of like off-edged or something, or it wouldn't hold the spider straight. And so, Gunner, you're probably asking, what is a spider going to do? So, if you get an actual spider, and if you have it in your hands, you have the edge of the spider down here, and then you have the inside part of the spider, and you're grabbing it like this, you realize that spiders aren't built to move side to side. They're only built to go up and down. They're not built to go like this. They're only built so they go up and down. And so that is why we had to add a spider into this, is because these springs, for some reason, just kept making this part up here go all wonky and whatever. So, now that we got that part down, you're probably wondering, how does this work? So, we used actually a really weird technique that I have never seen in a subwoofer before. We actually did a little bit of a switch around. Now, typically, if I can bring this closer, as you guys can see, typically on normal subwoofers, you have your insulated wire sitting on this thing right here. And the copper wire goes up and down, okay, obviously. So we decided to do a little something different because of something at the end that I will show you. You see, we wanted to build a subwoofer that was insanely loud and could handle an impressive amount of wattage. So we had to do something about it. So what happened was, we actually I'll show you guys if I even can. You see, I don't think you can see, but, you know how inside the magnet, the coil slides over that pull piece? Well, the voice coil actually is the pull piece on this. And then the magnets are actually on this part. So, basically what I'm saying, the voice coil isn't on this part right here. It's actually the pull piece. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Then, Gunner, where are your magnets? Because every time I posted a photo on Instagram, you couldn't see the magnets anywhere. You're just like, what the heck? Where's the magnets? You need magnets to power a subwoofer. So, we actually did a little hidden trick, okay? We actually hid the magnets, up in this piece right here. And you're probably wondering, how much miniature magnets did we actually get? It looks like you can't really fit too much magnets on this piece right here, but guess how much we fit on there? We fit 16 magnets on there. We had 8 down below on the bottom part of this tube right here, so it'll do a pulling force. And then we added some at the top as a pushing force. Now, there was something that actually did go wrong. We didn't do our math correctly, and we actually had the magnets pointing towards each other. So when we hooked it up to a battery, all you saw was the thing go boop, boop, boop. It was only moving like a little millimeter. It wasn't even moving that much. It was ridiculous. And so we were kind of sitting there, and Angelo was actually doing some pretty impressive thinking. And yeah, after a couple minutes, he said, yeah, we switched the magnets around. So we had to take all of those out, but luckily because of it being cardboard, we could have just pushed them out. Because the stuff that's around the cardboard just peels right off, plain as day, So that was actually a really cool trick. And you're probably, now this is the part that everyone got. Well, didn't get. As I mentioned, we actually used the pull piece as the voice coil. And you're probably wondering why we did that. Well, as I mentioned, guys, we wanted to build a subwoofer that was very impressive, like the Omega 40K. By the way, you should go watch that video. It is hilarious. So, the reason we did this is because this pull piece that is down here in this tube, I'm sorry I can't really get good photos, but the pull piece down here is actually hollow inside. So what we did was, if I can get photo and video of this, if I can move this down without dropping it, hopefully I can. Scooch it forward so it doesn't hit my chair. Okay, so you're probably wondering what is all this down here. And yeah, guys, you probably can't see what this is down here. Now, if I can bring this forward a little bit. What we did was, as I mentioned, we wanted to have a custom cooling system on this thing so it can handle even more power. So what we did was we added a car, I think it really looked like a car radiator. So we added a car radiator onto this thing as a pump. And we added a little miniature fan on here to actually keep it cool. And what we did was we have tubing, okay? We got about 9 feet of tubing in this thing, but it doesn't look like it. And I'll actually show you. Down here, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's actually a little hole. There's 2 holes right down there. Right where my finger is, wherever my finger is. But there are 2 holes down there. And what those 2 holes do is, as I said, there's 2 parts of the tubing that go into that hole. We have a miniature little tiny little pump right there. And we're actually pumping antifreeze through the coil. And what that's doing is it's actually cooling the coil off like ridiculous. And if you haven't seen my previous videos, we actually ran this guy on about 10,000 watts one night because Angelo has he's got two 18s. He's got one DD Audio M5, and he's got about 18 excess power mini caps, I think, and then he's got 2 huge Stinger batteries, which keep the voltage up really good. So, we hooked this guy up to about 10,000 watts one night, and it stayed cool. It actually seemed like it was laughing at his amp. So, this thing was really crazy. So it's really cool because we have a pump actually pumping antifreeze through the coil down there. Sorry guys, you can't really see it, but we actually have antifreeze getting pumped through that coil, and it's really cool because it keeps the coil really nice and cold, even when it's on really high power, like 10 to 12,000 watts. So that was a really cool design. So I can flip this thing back up with one hand. It's kind of heavy. Yeah, so that was a really cool design. And also, guys, remember, Angelo was the one who designed this thing, so go follow him on Facebook. And, if you can, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe, comment, share the video. Did I already say that? I don't really know. And I will see you guys in the next video.